The government did this to us. We were normal, good, law-abiding citizens.
A wall of police emerged to disperse protesters.
I understand the pandemic, it has taken many lives, but you know what? There's no reason to lose my freedom as well.
I think it's an interesting debate as to whether polarization is a good thing or a bad thing.
You don't want to remove polarization from public discourse. What you want to do is make sure that when people are polarized, they still want to come to the table.
Pipelines make it cheaper to transport oil.
A pipeline is threatening the drinking water of the Standing Rock Sioux Reservation.
If we don't address polarization when it blocks conversations, we actually stop our societies from evolving.
How often do you listen to the views of people with whom you completely disagree? It can be uncomfortable or even unpleasant, but it's probably necessary for a thriving democratic society. That's where a new theatrical offering steps up with something that's both engaging and entertaining. The production's called The Assembly, and it's an example of what's called documentary theater.
In order to create an assembly documentary play, we invite 4 people who think very, very differently about a specific topic and to have dinner with us.
We want someone who's extreme left, extreme right, moderate left, moderate right.
And they're led through a series of questions
designed to draw out conflict, but in a live setting.
And to confront each other on complex social issues, even though they're extremely polarized. That dinner is recorded, transcribed,
and then sculpted into a theatrical text. That text is then given to actors who perform it as the script of a play.
So when she calls her permeable, and then she says she's the most dangerous woman at the table, I didn't feel that that was a result of enough of an indictment of Isabelle.
Right, okay.
Je sens que c'est toi la plus raciste de nous 4. Regarde, je l'ai été moi aussi, souverainiste.
Having an actor play the real person helps to sharpen the argument.
What we get is a reanimation by 4 people who are not polarized, but who are attached to the action of understanding those 4 points of view and defending them.
Anybody who identifies as alt-right, you're a Nazi. You feel misunderstood politically.
Well, the thing is, I don't really care.
People will generally identify with one or the other of the 4 participants from the outset, but they'll go on a whole journey of questioning their allegiances.
Because people are nuanced. We go for, archetypes, but they're flesh and blood people who are complex.
At one point, the play itself stops and the audience is invited up to the table. And that's an integral part of the assembly because it's like a second chance to say, okay, I saw what happened there. I'm gonna try and build and improve on that dialogue and recognize some of my own tendencies to judge other people. People are inviting us to do the assembly all over the world because we've shown that it's a platform that can address polarization in different communities.
Have white people been systemically disadvantaged in our society?
Sometimes, yes.
Where?
I think it works because of its simplicity. The assembly in Munich looks exactly like the assembly in Kaunas, which looks exactly like the assembly in Montreal, which looks exactly like the assembly in Sao Paulo. The only difference, obviously, is the language and the content and the people.
The battle for the hearts and minds of people happens through communication.
It's exciting in the theater because it raises the stakes, and the stakes couldn't be higher.